Have you ever felt early in the morning that you have no energy to start your work, even though you slept well the night before? But still, your eyes feel heavy and your body says, "I'm tired, leave me alone." But even though you slept enough, why does your brain still not have the capacity? I mean those moments when you want to do a simple task, but suddenly you realize you've been staring at the wall for half an hour and you can't start. Those same days when, for no reason, you don't have the patience for anyone. You lose your temper quickly, and the smallest problem seems like a huge mountain to you. Many of us think all of this is just nerves or because of life stress, but this problem is only because our brain doesn't have energy. And in the modern world, we are just giving our brain the wrong fuel, and then we expect it to work for us like a clock. We are struggling in a cycle of chronic fatigue, brain fog, anxiety, and depression just because we don't know that our brain cells are screaming from hunger and inflammation. Dr. Chris Palmer is a psychiatrist and a researcher in the field of mental health from Harvard University. He has a book called Brain Energy, and in this book, based on his studies, he introduces scientific solutions to us that by using them, we can correct our nutrition and improve our mental health and brain health. Mr. Palmer believes that many of our problems, even mental problems, go back to the fact that the body's metabolism is not working properly. Metabolism means that our body takes oxygen and nutrients and converts them into energy so that we can do our daily tasks. A part of the cells called mitochondria is responsible for producing and burning this energy. When this part does not work properly, serious problems for our health arise. For example, a bad or traumatic event can change our brain and cause us to constantly consume energy. Sometimes it also puts us in a fight or flight state and takes a lot of energy from us. When metabolism does not work properly, our brain and body do not have enough energy to do their daily tasks. Now let's go to the solutions that Dr. Palmer presents, which are 6. The first one is nutrition. The first thing he says we must fix about our metabolism is the input that our body has. That is, the nutrition that our body has. The specific things he says we should do are these: using complex carbohydrates like whole grains, vegetables, and fruits instead of simple sugars like soda and sweets that only give a short wave of energy and then leave you in a state of severe fatigue. Consuming proteins like eggs, chicken, and fish is necessary for building neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. Healthy fats like omega-3 that are found in fatty fish, walnuts, and flax seeds preserve the structure of brain cells and help reduce brain inflammation. B vitamins, especially B12 and B6, like those in fish, meat, potatoes, and eggs, which are necessary for building energy and producing neurotransmitters, their deficiency can cause depression and decreased energy. Minerals like magnesium, zinc, and iron, like those in lentils, spinach, and almonds, which play a role in more than 300 enzymatic reactions in our body, including reactions that deliver energy to the brain. Dr. Palmer says an important point about diets these days, and that is that most of the foods we consume are processed. That means they have moved away from their natural and organic state and been changed in factories. He and other specialists like Huberman say as much as you can, use organic foods and stay away from processed foods. The second solution is the ketogenic diet, something that a main part of Dr. Palmer's studies has been about. The feature of this diet is that it has low sugar and carbohydrates and instead has more healthy fats and protein. An interesting point about our brain is that the brain makes up only 2% of body weight, but consumes 20% of the body's energy. That means brain fuel is very important. The main fuel of the brain is usually glucose, which comes from the sugar we eat and provides the needed energy. The goal of the ketogenic diet is that instead of sugar, the brain uses healthy fats as fuel. This can reduce the side effects of too much sugar, like body inflammation. Now, the benefits that, according to scientific studies, this type of diet has are these. It reduces symptoms of depression. It reduces fatigue and lack of body energy. It helps treat bipolar disorder. It helps Alzheimer's patients improve their memory, and even in some cases reduces symptoms of schizophrenia. Important point. If you want to follow this diet, it must definitely be under the supervision of a specialist. The quality of the food and fats you consume is very important so that the body's metabolism works properly, inflammation is not created, and the body's energy is preserved so that you benefit from the diet correctly. The third solution is fasting. In fact, fasting means periodically fasting or not eating food for several hours. For example, 12 to 16 hours a day, or 1 day a week, or a short and specific time window for eating. This gives the body the opportunity to use fats instead of sugar as fuel and for metabolism to work better. It can be said that keto and fasting have a similar goal, reducing the body's sugar and carbohydrates so that the mitochondria work properly and are not always involved in processing sugar. When sugar is high, blood sugar rises, insulin becomes active, and the body does not use its energy properly. But one disadvantage that fasting has is that people who have little physical strength or low weight may not be able to do fasting easily. But the keto diet is a good alternative, and these people can also use it. An interesting point about the keto diet is that you are not supposed to do it forever. People who follow this diet for 1 or 2 years and then stop it still receive many of its benefits for physical and mental health. This point is important when we compare the keto diet and fasting. The fourth solution is sleep, which maybe is one of the main foundations of our health. If we don't say the most important, it is definitely one of the main foundations of our health, and that is our sleep. We try to make a detailed video about sleep in the future and put it on the channel. Mr. Palmer studies show that sleep has a great effect on mental health. He says that during sleep, a cleansing happens in the brain that is very necessary. The glymphatic system becomes active and cleans the metabolic waste materials that have accumulated during the day, like harmful proteins. If this system does not work properly, meaning our sleep is not sufficient and of good quality, waste materials accumulate in the brain, and in the long term, they can cause body fatigue, low brain energy, and diseases like Alzheimer's or depression. Now, the important question is, how do we fix our sleep? The system that Dr. Palmer suggests has 2 points: sleep duration, every night sleep between 6 to 8 hours, sleep pattern. If we sleep at a certain hour, every day we should also sleep and wake up at that same hour. Many people have a regular sleep system, but on weekends, they suddenly sleep a lot and their sleep pattern gets disturbed. Dr. Palmer says it is very important that the body gets used to a specific time for sleep and waking up. In addition, not drinking coffee several hours before sleep, not using the phone and digital devices 1 hour before sleep, reducing the light of the environment the closer we get to bedtime. These options can greatly help the quality of sleep. The fifth solution is exercising. Many people think exercise is only for strengthening muscles in the body, but exercise also regulates and strengthens the whole body and can improve our mental health. Mr. Palmer says when we exercise, especially aerobic exercises, our brain experiences positive changes. Aerobic means an activity that raises the heart rate and keeps it high for a period of time, such as running, brisk walking, swimming, cycling. These exercises cause the levels of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin in the brain to rise, and also hormones like BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, to increase, which improve brain and mental health. These exercises can enlarge the hippocampus of the brain, and as a result, our memory and concentration become better. The last solution is stress. Well, stress is an inseparable part of this life that we have these days. Stress by itself is not a bad thing. Momentary stress is not a bad thing. For example, you want to go somewhere to give a speech. If you have stress, this may not be a bad thing. When is stress bad? When it is chronic. That means when for a very long time, 2 years, 3 years you have stress, and every moment the level of cortisol in your body is very high in your brain, and this can be very damaging. It can cause depression. It can cause low energy. In fact, it can disrupt the activity of our mitochondria and many other things. Dr. Palmer introduces several solutions for controlling stress. Meditation and deep breathing. Just 5 minutes a day can significantly reduce cortisol levels. Yoga or Tai Chi, a combination of movement, focus, and breathing that creates deep physical and mental release. Writing and journaling. It helps you pour your emotions out of your brain and your mental space gets rebuilt. Connection with others and social relationships. Talking with friends, family, or a counselor causes oxytocin to be released, which neutralizes the effect of cortisol. Let me tell you this very important point. Summarizing never replaces the original version. We definitely recommend that you read the original version. I would appreciate it if you liked this video, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. Until the next video, goodbye.